Did you know that one of the greatest empires in history once stretched from the Americas to the heart of Europe? Spain's journey is full of epic conquests, dramatic battles, and groundbreaking discoveries that changed the world. Want to uncover how this small nation became a global powerhouse? Let's dive into the untold story of Spain. Welcome back to our channel where we delve into the fascinating world of history. Today we're diving into the rich and diverse history of Spain, a country that has seen empires rise and fall, cultures collide, and traditions flourish. From the magnificent Moorish architecture of Alhambra to the fiery passion of flamenco dancing, Spain is a country brimming with stories waiting to be told. So sit back, grab a snack, and let's embark on a journey through time as we uncover the history of Spain. Segment 1, Early History. The earliest traces of human life in Spain date back to prehistoric times. Evidence of the first settlers in the Iberian Peninsula can be found in the caves of Altamira, where stunning cave paintings offer a glimpse into the lives of early humans. Over the centuries, different groups began to settle in the region, including the Iberians, Celts, and Phoenicians. These early societies established trade networks, built fortifications, and left behind a rich cultural heritage. The Iberian Peninsula became a crossroads for many Mediterranean civilizations, each influencing the culture, art, and way of life of the people living there. Segment 2, Roman Hispania. In the 3rd century BC, the Romans began their conquest of the Iberian Peninsula, a process that took several decades to complete. By 19 BC, Spain was fully incorporated into the Roman Empire and became known as Hispania. Under Roman rule, Spain experienced significant urbanization, with the construction of roads, bridges, aqueducts, and public baths that still stand today in cities like Segovia and Tarragona. The Romans also introduced their language, laws, and customs, which became deeply ingrained in Spanish society. This period also saw the rise of cities like Córdoba, which flourished as an economic and cultural center within the empire. Segment 3, the Visigothic Kingdom. After the fall of the Roman Empire in the 5th century AD, the Iberian Peninsula became home to a number of Germanic tribes, the most prominent of which were the Visigoths. In 476 AD, they established their kingdom in Spain, marking the beginning of the medieval period. The Visigoths ruled over a significant portion of the Iberian Peninsula, and during their reign they converted to Christianity, helping to spread the faith throughout the region. The Visigothic kingdom lasted until the early 8th century, when it was overrun by Muslim forces, but it laid the foundation for the later unification of Spain. Segment 4, the Muslim conquest in Al-Andalus. In 711 AD, the Muslim forces led by Tariq ibn Ziyad crossed the Strait of Gibraltar and began their conquest of the Iberian Peninsula. Within a few years, most of Spain was under Muslim rule, and the region came to be known as Al-Andalus. This period marked a golden age of cultural, intellectual, and economic growth. Al-Andalus became a major center for learning, with scholars making groundbreaking advancements in fields such as mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. Cities like Córdoba, Seville, and Granada became famous for their magnificent architecture, including the Alhambra in Granada and the Great Mosque of Córdoba. This era also saw the flourishing of art, poetry, and philosophy, making significant contributions to European culture. Segment 5, the Reconquista. The Christian Reconquista, or the struggle to reclaim territory from the Muslims, began almost immediately after the Islamic conquest in the 8th century. Over the next several centuries, Christian kingdoms in the north, such as Castile, Leon, and Aragon, began to push southward. The Reconquista was a long and bloody process that spanned almost 800 years, with significant battles such as the Battle of Las Navas de Tolosa in 1212. By 1492, the Catholic monarchs Ferdinand of Aragon and Isabella of Castile succeeded in capturing Granada, the last Muslim stronghold in Spain, bringing an end to Muslim rule in the Iberian Peninsula and completing the Reconquista. Segment 6, the Catholic monarchs in the Age of Exploration. The marriage of Ferdinand and Isabella in 1469 united the crowns of Castile and Aragon, laying the foundation for a unified Spain. In 1492, the same year they completed the Reconquista, the Catholic monarchs sponsored Christopher Columbus's famous voyage to the New World. This decision opened the doors for Spain to build one of the largest and most influential empires in history. Spain quickly established colonies in the Americas, bringing back vast wealth in gold and silver, which helped to solidify its power and status as a global empire. The Age of Exploration also marked the beginning of Spain's dominance in global trade and politics. Segment 7. The Habsburg Dynasty. In the early 16th century, Spain entered the Habsburg era when Charles I, also known as Charles V, Holy Roman Emperor, inherited the Spanish crown. Under the Habsburgs, Spain reached the height of its power. Charles I ruled over an empire that stretched across Europe, the Americas, and parts of Asia, making Spain one of the most influential nations in the world. His grandson, Philip II, continued this expansion, overseeing Spain's involvement in various European conflicts, including the wars with the Ottoman Empire and the Protestant Reformation. However, by the end of the 17th century, internal conflicts, economic troubles, and military defeats began to weaken the Habsburg rule, leading to the decline of Spain's imperial power. Segment 8. The Bourbon Dynasty and Modernization. The Bourbon dynasty ascended to the Spanish throne in 1700 after the War of Spanish Succession. The Bourbons brought a period of significant reform and modernization to Spain. Under kings like Philip V and Charles III, Spain sought to strengthen its economy, military, and political institutions. The Enlightenment ideas of the 18th century also found a place in Spain, leading to advancements in science, arts, and philosophy. Spain's economic and military reforms helped to improve the country's standing in Europe, although it still faced challenges from its declining empire and internal unrest. Segment 9. The Spanish Civil War and Dictatorship. The 20th century in Spain was marked by political instability, which culminated in the Spanish Civil War, 1936 to 1939. The conflict between the Republican government and the nationalist forces, led by General Francisco Franco, resulted in the victory of the nationalists. Franco established a dictatorship that lasted until his death in 1975. During his rule, Spain was isolated from much of the international community, and political freedoms were severely restricted. However, in the decades following Franco's death, Spain transitioned to a democratic government, marking a new chapter in its history. Segment 10. Modern Spain. Since the death of Franco and the establishment of a constitutional monarchy in 1978, Spain has undergone significant political, social, and economic transformations. Spain joined the European Union in 1986, which helped modernize its economy and infrastructure. Today, Spain is a democratic, multicultural society known for its rich cultural heritage, beautiful landscapes, and vibrant cities. The country remains an influential player in global politics, with a strong presence in international organizations and a thriving tourism industry. Spain continues to celebrate its unique history while embracing modernity. And there you have it, the captivating history of Spain, a land of conquest and colonization, of art and architecture, of triumphs and tragedies. From its ancient origins to its modern-day democracy, Spain has weathered the tides of history with grace and resilience. So the next time you sip a glass of Spanish wine or marvel at a Gaudi building, remember the rich tapestry of stories that have shaped this incredible country. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time, and we'll see you in the next video. Hasta luego.